Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the show. Yes, with me and Mr. TB the Bear, everyone's favourite bear, and number one Lewis Hamilton fan. And oh dear, have we had a bit of controversy in that department this week, haven't we, Lulu? Yeah, I can't say that on stream. Anyway, hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Yes, it's another Hookster Talks on a Thursday night, discussing all things Formula One. And straight off the bat, we're going to go to the thumbnail of this live stream, and that is Aston Martin. Yes, Aston Martin. And the news is huge, don't forget, huge Aston Martin upgrade package arrives at the Hungarian Grand Prix. We got Planet F1, but we don't rely on them. So let's go to Autosport. Aston Martin's Hungarian Grand Prix upgrade is big, but not as big as F1 insiders expected it to be. Anticipation and speculation have been feverish ahead of the big reveal of Aston Martin's upgrades at the Hungaroring, but there's a reason the team is managing expectations carefully. Well, they've got to manage expectations carefully. They've got Lance Stroll as one of their drivers. And it looks like I'm not going to be able to do this because I've got to subscribe to Autosport. You absolute sponges. Okay, I'm going to go to Planet F1 then, because that's the only one I've got left. Aston Martin's highly anticipated MAR26 upgrade package has broken cover ahead of this weekend's Hungarian... Has it broken cover? Has it broken out of its engine bay and started running up and down the pit lane, is it? No, not really. Following a tricky start to the F1 2020, a tricky start. Now that's a nice phrase of words, isn't it? A tricky start for Aston Martin. I wouldn't exactly call it a tricky start. I'd say it's been an absolute fucking disaster. Yes, Aston Martin has opted to adopt a long-term strategy with upgrades. Unlike other teams which have bought a number of small upgrades to several races, the Silverstone-based outfit has instead decided to work on a larger upgrade for Hungary in the hope of making a major leap forward in competitiveness. Aston Martin is known to be targeting a major weight reduction with its B-Spec. It is a B-Spec car. That's brought a tear to my eye and brings me back to the old days of Formula One. If anyone who's quite new to Formula One doesn't know, back in the old days, the B-Spec car was a thing to be feared because it came out pretty much every single season for quite a few years. It was especially daunting for the big teams when they brought out a B-Spec car, which was even better than the one that was winning races with. All the other teams were like, oh God, no. So yes, the B-Spec car was feared a little bit. Now sometimes the B-Spec car came out and it was an absolute disaster, and at least it was 3 or 4 times worse than the original car that they come out with. I do remember one year, I think it was a Lotus that had that situation where their B-Spec car was literally a complete dog, and their A-Spec car that they started the season with was actually pretty decent. So yeah, it can go the other way as well. But usually when the B-Spec car came out, it was something to be feared because it was usually a lot better than... And if your team was up there winning anyway, it was like, oh my God, no, please. So yes, it is going to be a B-Spec car. Now, I think nowadays in Formula One, I don't think the B-Spec has got the prestige that it had back in the day. So I'm not expecting too much for this. I'm not expecting too much. This B-Spec car via the chassis and gearbox architecture. Other changes include a revised rear suspension nose and new aerodynamic surfaces. Well, sounds like it's going to be winning the race at Hungary, isn't it? Images by Jamie just sent me a message. I got to read it out live because it's quite funny. It's quite funny. Excuse me as I cough. It says, God, Dave Hook, you're on my TV. That's scary. Well, just for you, Jamie, if I'm on your TV right now, cop a load of this. Cop a load of this. How do I look in 4K? Do I look beautiful? Do I look beautiful in 4? Look. I had a shave just for the occasion, Jamie. Just for the occasion, I had a shave. Look. Dave in 4K. Yes. Yes, it's the stuff of nightmares. Yes. Forget about your horror films. You don't need to watch anyone. Just watch me in 4K. Yes. At the moment, I'm broadcasting in 720p. 720p. So I believe in 4K. I'm probably going to be sounding quite disastrous. Oh, hang on. He sent a photo there. Hang on a minute. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Hang on. Let's put that on the screen. Here I am, everyone, on the TV. Look at that. It's always been my greatest desire to be on the TV, and here I am. Look at that beautiful, handsome man. Look at him. Just look at him. Wowzers. Unbelievably handsome right now. Right, what was I talking about before I got interrupted? Oh yes, Aston Martin. Images by Pat photographer Maturitz Muroz have surfaced from the pit lane in Budapest on Thursday ahead of the new look AMR 26 taken to the track for the first time on Friday. And there it is. Not taken to the track, just in the garage. All in bits. All in bits. The B-Spec... I've lost it. The B-Spec car in Hungary will mark the first stage of a two-step upgrade for Aston Martin, with improvements to the Honda power unit expected to arrive at the Dutch Grand Prix next month. In a recent interview with Aston Martin's official website, UE provided the first details of the new look AMR 26. He said the main structural elements remain the same. The chassis and the gearbox architecture don't fundamentally change, but we've taken weight out of both, which required homologating and crash testing the forward chassis. The front suspension is unchanged. The rear suspension is slightly revised. We've developed a new nose and substantially revised aerodynamic surfaces. So while the core structure is similar, it's a big aerodynamic package coupled with significant weight reduction. The target is to get very close to the weight limit. We're predicting a large step, but I'm reluctant to put some specific numbers out there. We'll have to see when the car gets on track. Historically, at this team, there hasn't been enough investment in engineering simulation tools, not just project management systems, but the core physics tools themselves. We're putting that investment in now, but you don't rewrite and validate those tools overnight. Correlating them properly with the real car takes time. At the moment, they're improving, but the real gains from that work will come later in the year. Aston Martin sits bottom of the constructors' standings entering the Hungarian Grand Prix, having scored 1 point all season. Fernando Alonso scored the team's solitary point by finishing 10th in Monaco last month. So there you go then. The new B-Spec car from Aston Martin is going to be out at the Hungary. Is it going to make much difference? Is it really? I don't think so. To be honest, I don't think so. Because fundamentally, I think the whole car is pretty much flawed. As Adrian Newey found out, unfortunately, in November when he went to the Honda factory and suddenly realised that they were very, very far behind in the development of that engine. And I think that's the fundamental problem, is the engine. Once they get that sorted out, They might be pretty competitive, but whether or not being right up there is a bit of a stretch, has to be said. Bit of a stretch. Right, let's go to the comments. Wowzers. Good morning to Caledonia F1. Well, hello, sir. How are you? We got Lionel Plessy as well. He says, congratulations to Kimi Antonelli on winning the Hungarian Grand Prix. Yes, absolutely. Sina Sisters says, good afternoon, Gits. Yes. Hello, Mr. Regala. Welcome to the stream. He says, Aston Martin. Yes. Lionel Plessy says, get Philip Schofield on the all seasons run. Yes. Wait, no. What am I saying? No, not Philip Schofield. No. You almost got me there. Will F1. Hello, Will. What's the stream? He says Lulu got a Jerome Ambrosia of the week. He did. There's been a lot of controversy about Lulu's accident. Of course, a lot of the YouTube channels that we know about have called the R card and said, yes, it was absolutely, that's what was going on. But all I say to that is, what a load of bollocks. What a complete load of bollocks. At the end of the day, Lewis, yeah, it was a racing incident. I agree with it. It was definitely a racing incident. But at the end of the day, George was unable to continue in the race. So he took George out. So there's got to be some kind of penalty for that. And they gave him the smallest penalty they could come up with, which was 5 seconds. That was it. But no, all the F1 YouTube channels are losing their shit over it, saying, oh no, it's only because it's Lulu. Only because it's... No, it wouldn't make no difference whether it was Lulu or not. Some of the other things that they go on about is this, it's all being manipulated by Liberty Media and the FIA. But what a lot of people don't realise is that when the Concord Agreement was signed in 1981, it basically split the FIA and the TV rights holder, which is currently Liberty Media at the moment, but it wasn't back then. It split it down the middle to retain impartiality. So the FIA has got nothing to do with Liberty Media. The FIA aren't owned by Liberty Media. They're a completely separate company to maintain impartiality. So yeah, you can say there's lots of manipulation going on. Yeah, that would be the result of Liberty Media doing that. If that is the case, then it's doing done by Liberty Media. But if they cross the line too much, then they'll get their ass kicked by the FIA. That's how it works. I looked this up the other day and they are completely impartial. They have to be, otherwise, being owned by Liberty Media, they could obviously influence what happens in the races. So that's why you have to have a regulatory body that is completely separate from that. Otherwise, it would be absolute chaos. And as I say, there'd be little envelopes full of cash being changed between all the different departments. So it would be chaos. So that's why they have to be impartial. Now, the only problem the FIA have got at the moment is that it's absolutely appalling stewardship. It really is. And as I've said this before, they need to get rid of constantly doing a revolving door of stewards. They need to have a team of stewards there that does every single race, because we're all human beings and we all judge instances differently. Some people, probably if there was a different set of stewards there during the Spa race, they could have possibly have come with the determination that George Russell was at fault. Because as I say, we all look at things differently. That's why they need to have a team of stewards there for doing every single race and not keep flip-flopping between new people. That's why it looks like all the races are I hesitate to use the word, but it looks like all the races are fixed, not because they are fixed, but because the stewarding is absolutely ridiculous and it's all over the place. And sometimes you're getting penalties when they shouldn't be applied, and sometimes when penalties should be applied, they're not being applied. I mean, should really have been a penalty for Piastri and Charles Leclerc. Really, I think there should have been, but there wasn't. So, but that's all down to bad stewarding. That's all that is, not collusion or because it's all being run by 6 people in the world. Oh my God, let's not go down there. Let's not go down that route. But yes, so that's the only problem. The other problem I've got with F1 at the moment is the fact that the TV coverage is absolutely appalling. And I'm not the only one. I've actually been online and looked on some forums, and lots of people are complaining about the TV coverage. Most notably, the fact that most of the action, when it happens, ends up in the little tiny box on the left-hand side of your screen, where it should be on the main screen. And I still can't work out why they can't quickly flick between the live feed and what's happening in that little screen. I mean, they're directors of a Formula One race. Surely they should be able to do that. I would have thought. Yes. So that's my only big issue. The TV coverage is just ridiculous. The other thing is, it's 2026. I remember back in the days of the 2000 championships, the lovely graphics that were constantly on the screen. Now, we had a commentator who actually replaced Murray Walker called James Allen. He was very anally retentive. Let's be nice to him. Very anally retentive about the technical stuff of Formula One. But you used to get all this stuff on the screen, like tyre pressures and how much fuel was in the car when they were doing refueling and all stuff like that. And James Allen used to just love that stuff. He'd go through every single race, and every 5 minutes he'd be going about the tyre pressures. And look, he's got two psi lower temperatures, and it's and he loved all that stuff. But it was all on screen, and you used to have that beautiful rev counter in the right hand corner of the screen. If you remember that from 2005, they actually replicated that in the Formula One game, the F1 Championship Edition. That beautiful rev counter was on there, and you'd get all this information on screen. So it was great. So you knew exactly what was going on. Now fast forward to 2026. What information are you getting on screen? Absolutely nothing. I've not seen a thing. Now, obviously, I'm only watching the highlights, but I'm pretty sure, if I remember rightly, that the highlight feed comes from the Sky feed anyway, so it's no different. But there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing on screen. Why haven't we got a battery depletion indicator on screen for all the cars, so that we know that when they're going for an overtake, we can see the battery draining, and perhaps it goes down to 0 before they start to overtake, and then we could all be sitting there going, oh, he's run out of batteries, he's still going to make this pass. That would be exciting, wouldn't it? So where's that? Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? They don't want us to see that information because they know that if we did, we'd be going, oh my God, look how much the cars are slowing down. So it's all being hidden from us. It's all being hidden from us. It really is, and it's ridiculous. We need lots of info on screen, please. FIA, if you're watching, I'm sure you are. Yes, we need all that info. Like, let's go back to the 2000s, please, with all the info on the screen, because I just loved all that. I say there's nothing. I don't even remember. Do you remember the old graphics on the bottom of the screen? I'm using my fingers now. The graphics on the bottom of the screen where it used to say the driver behind and the driver in front, and it used to be on the bottom corner of the screen. Do you remember that? I've not even seen that for ages. What happened to that? You can't even put that basic information on screen where everyone is. All you've got is that box on the left-hand side, haven't you, with all the drivers and their positions, and then they've got a little tiny box that is showing other bits happening during the race. That's it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's 2026. The information on the screen should be there should be information everywhere. And there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Very, very weird. Very, very weird. As I say, they're hiding it. I think it was Will that said to me in a message that they're not even putting the miles per hour on screen of the cars because they don't want people to know how slow they're actually going. Ridiculous. Citizen says, been planning out a Northern England Olympics since they bid to host 2036. Oh, nice. Get Diddy on this all season. No, Mr. Rugara. No. Get Jason Donovan. No. Oh, yes, we can have Jason. He's all right. Get Shane GPT on this all season's rubbish, says Will. Yes. Hi, Dave. Hello, Shane. Well, look at this. Hi, Shane. And also, hello to T. Yes, TB the Bear. Let's get TB the Bear. Here he is. Everyone's favourite bear. Yeah, TB the Bear. And number one Lewis Hamilton fan. Yes, number one Lewis Hamilton fan. Goodness. Shamebot EXE is here, says Will. Just wait till you see some of the later of the week, says Sisters. Planal Plessy says Fixter's made 4 videos on Hamilton's penalty last week. Yes, he has. He has. He has. Obsessed much? Yes, and they're all about an hour long, aren't they? All about an hour long. I tell you. I tell you. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. How on earth could Dave get me on this all seasons rubbish? Well, it's easy, Shay, because if you've ever spoken a word online, I can grab your voice. Will says, let me guess, he called it race. He did, Will. He did. He called it the R word, mate. He called it the R word. Yes. Yes. You wanted to get your Chippy Tea contribution in early, Will, before we start. Paddock, don't remind him. Might be an Indian tea this week or a Chinese. Yes, he did. Let's hope you get the chance to look up Toy Story Retro Roundup and Toy Story 3. Yeah, let's hope, Shane. Goodness. No, Shane. No. No, Shane GPT. The All Seasons is now 9 years old, says Shane. Is it really? Bloody hell. Bloody hell. This character. Get Susie Perry on this All Seasons rubbish. Oh, yes. Let's get Susie Perry on this All Seasons rubbish. Dave is 999 years old. It's about right, actually. It's about right. Get Craig Slater on this All Seasons rubbish. She did F1 on BBC after Jake Humphrey left, then went back to doing MotoGP. Yes. Sister says, cool. Susie Perry. Cool. Listen. This is all your fault, you know. This is all your fault. Cool. Susie Perry. Yes. 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 She's getting on a bit now, but she was great in her day with Susie Perry. Yes. Great in her day. Cool. Anyway, enough perving. Let's get on with the show. Yes, because Dave doesn't know that the Toy Story games from 1995 to 2001 and Toy Story 3 are getting remastered. And nobody cares, Shane. Correct, KD. Well, some do, but no one in this stream. Nobody cares what? Toy Story Racer, though. Never has there been such hype for an upgrade. That's true. Never has there been. Spa exposes some of the worst of the 2026 regs, even though I still stand by them. Well, there you go. There you go. A different point of view. To be honest, I'm really excited for the Toy Story games from 1995 to 2001 and Toy Story 3 are getting remastered. Yes, indeed, Shane. 2026 regs are absolutely awful, says Will. Shane says the All Seasons does feel like it's been going on forever, but we are catching up to the present day. Yes, we are. Waiting for that sprint, says Mr. Regara. Get Stefan Dennis, aka Paul Robinson from Neighbours, on this All Seasons rubbish, says Plynal Plessy. Fantastic. Fantastic indeed. Yes, Stefan Dennis. Shane says, I'm looking forward to the Hungarian Grand Prix this weekend, then it's the summer break. Yes, it is. Get George Russell on this All Seasons rubbish. Yes. Yes. Come on, this is fucking unacceptable. Got no power down the straight. No power. Shane says, I will miss the All Seasons when it ends. Yeah, me too. Get F1 fanatic rants on this All Seasons rubbish, says Blindal Plessy. And Jamie has now gone blind in sheer horror. He has. He has indeed. Dave Hook on ITV1. Oh my God, could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? I could be on the This Morning sofa with Holly Willoughby. Is she still doing it? I don't know. Is she still doing it? I never watch it. I never watch it. But is she still doing it? Yes. Well, you're on TV. I am. Oh dear God, the state of that, says. Unbelievable. Correct, says Jamie. The new Aston Martin will make Lance go from 22nd to 21st. Yes. Well, anything's an improvement for Lance, let's face it. Anything's an improvement. Will says Hungry is a fucking brilliant track. No, it's not, Will. It's not. Seriously, it's not. No. No. Hello, Mr. Helium Trophy. World Street says hello. Well done, Baku. More bullshit with Aston Martin. Yes, indeed. Yes. I'll give you a prediction. I think they'll be. I think they'll finish 19th and 20th in Hungary. There you go. Even with the upgrade, I think they'll finish 19th and 20th. Shane says, I'm also looking forward to Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out this year since it's finally getting released. Yes, indeed. Yes. That's if GTA 6 doesn't get delayed again. That's true. That Aston Martin is hot arse, and I don't know what changes that, to be honest. I don't think it will be because it looks like Grand Theft Auto 6 is finally getting released. Yui giving the polite PR version of, this car is screwed no matter what I do with it, we are done for. Yes. I don't know what's going to happen at that team. I think they'll keep Adrian on next year just to see if he can work his way out of the problem. After 2027, though, I don't know what's going to happen. If they're still going to be right at the back of the grid, it's going to be a problem. Here, Travis says, wish I could go back to Edinburgh. Ah, yes. Great. Aston Martin says, yes. Jack Nichols on this. No, Will, no. Aston Martin are very slow, like an elderly driver on our way to the Kent market. Yes. Hello, Matthew. Welcome to the stream. He says, Drum Tank is the most beautiful human on earth. Well, there you go. You heard it here first. Citizen says, Edinburgh is a miserable place. That 2026 Aston Martin is like the 40 Ford. Ah, yes, the great 40 Ford. Fantastic. Aston Martin, says Will. Also, when you started the all seasons, the F1 games between 23 and 17 to now didn't exist. That's true. Aston Martin, says Caledonia F1. And I'm a miserable prick, says Helium Trophy. Glasgow is fucking miserable, though. Good. Toy Story was also the first ever computer animated feature film. Wowzers. Shamebot EXE. Glasgow isn't miserable, well, not compared to Cumbernauld. Shane GPT. Toy Story 2 was the second movie to have toys come to life. It's miserable in comparison to Edinburgh, but that's my opinion. Was it Caledonia? Also, Snow White, the Seven Dwarfs was the first ever digital animated feature film released in 1937. There you go, you heard it here first. Maybe not. Shane, stop spamming. Correct, Shane. What do you mean, maybe not? They need 5 people who do every race. Oh, wait, you just said that. I did, Jamie, but you're right, yes. They need 5 people, the same 5 people, to do every race. How difficult can that be, to be honest, just to give 5 people permanent jobs? I don't get it. It should be a thing. I don't know why it isn't a thing, but yeah, very, very strange. Very, very strange. I'm actually talking to you, and I'm looking at Susie Perry while I'm talking to you, and I'm just quite excited by this one here. This one, yes. Let's can we get that any bigger? That's what she said. Oh, it won't go any bigger, but yeah, that's the one. I'm quite quite excited about. I do like that one. Yes, that one's pretty decent. I have to say. Why are you saying I'm correct? Will says fixed. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs fixed. Get wonderful on this all seasons rubbish. Yes. Caledonia says Fix should upload videos about my wine drinking video. Bring back the Winfield Williams, says no, Lionel Plessy. I do not want the Winfield Williams back. It was a horrible, horrible livery. I hated it. Heliotrope says Piastri saying qualifying is shit, and Science says no one is enjoying it. Lionel Plessy says the Sky coverage is rubbish. Yeah, I agree. It is absolute rubbish. Bring back Aston Martin 2023 style, says Caledonia F1. Shane says, oh, because I said Snow White, the Seven Dwarfs was the first ever. Yes. We need a Chatham Grand Prix. Oh my God, could you imagine it? There'd be no wheels on the cars. No wheels on the cars. Bring back the Saudi Leyland Williams. Yes, we need that one back. There is 8 dwarves according to Fix. Yes, there is. There is. Get Bill Cosby on this all seasons rubbish. No. Goodness. James Allen was good, says Lionel Plessy. He never tried to be Murray, he had his own style. Then in 2007, he suffered from Hamilton mania. Yes, he did. I agree. We need a live watch along for Hungary, Hookster, says Will. No, Will. No. Shane says Formula 197 on the PS1 was the first F1 game to feature classic cars because you could drive the 1960s Lotus on the 1960s Silverstone. Yes, you could. Lionel Plessy says the 2007 ITV F1 season review, half of it was focused on Lewis. He may have had an excellent debut season, but he didn't win the title. Yes, indeed. Heliotrope says James Allen was fucking cancer as a commentator. Well, there you go. There's a difference of opinion. The GOAT is back on form. He's definitely not the GOAT. Jamie says, as if they're going to show how poor these batteries are. Oh, wait. They've just said that too. Lol. Yes. And meanwhile, Hamilton is having a solid championship, says Mr. Rugara. Stop reading my mind, Dave. I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm sorry. It's a gift I've got. It's a gift I've got. Who's not the GOAT? Caledonia says 2006 was the year ITV looked at James Bond intros for inspiration for their own. Yes, I remember that. Yes. And I still prefer him over the commentator who was on after. Jonathan, ooh, there's a problem there. Ledyard. Oh, yes. Yes, he was a problem. Shane says 2006 was when Fernando Alonso won his last championship. Yes. I preferred Ledyard over James Allen. Allen was an obnoxious twerp, says Helio Trophy. There you go. 2012, if you ask Fixed. What about Murray Walker, says Shane. Get Gary Bradburn on this all seasons. And he's decided to put some clothes on for a change. Yes. Isn't TB the Bear meant to be on the Starship? Yes, he is. He's slumming it. Slumming it over here. He is slumming it. Yes, absolutely slumming it. Yes. Initially, I found him a bit much, but he was a true icon of the commentary. Shane says, I think the first ever racetrack built was Brooklands, which is an oval. Caledonia F1 says, Jersey have a Commonwealth team, but not an Olympic one. Dave is 101 years old, says Mr. Rugara. Shane says, yes, it is, but it's the same shame he died in 2021. Ronald Plessy says Dave was 51 years old when James Hunt won the championship. Yes. Rest in peace, Amy Winehouse as well, who passed away today 15 years ago. Yes, indeed. I used to watch Susie Perry when she did the Gadget Show on Channel 5, says Ronald Plessy. Oh, yes, I remember that. Dave was 87 years old when BBC Radio 1 closed down their medium wave transmitters. Yeah, Dave, because you started the all seasons on the 6th of June 2017. Wowzers. Some would say she still has MILF potential. Well, some would say that, and I would definitely be one of those who would say that as well. Yes, there she is, everyone, again. Susie Perry. Cool. 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 I'm trying to see one of her later pictures, but that one's a little bit later. That one's a little bit later. But we don't want the later ones, do we, lads? We want those ones there, those two. They're the best ones, yes. Yes, yes. They're the best ones. Frank Epic album Back to Black is even better. 1 year until the All Seasons is 10 years old. Yes, Dave was 92 years old when the All Seasons rubbish started. Also, I should do a career mode on F104. It looks decent. Yes. Why not get Madge from Neighbours on? Yes, let's get Madge from Neighbours on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just as we know it would be very emotional when the All Seasons ends. Yes. Dave was 76 years old when Noel Edmonds pranked Countdown. Stefan Dennis did a song in 1989 which was called Don't It Make You Feel Good? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Blood All Plessy says the best Neighbours character was Bouncer the dog. Mr. Regawa says, get fixed on this all seasons rubbish. Yes. Helium Trophy says, Cat Dealey is on it these days. Oh, I see. Jamie says, I drove an F1000 car this year. It felt faster than what these cars look. I don't doubt it, Jamie. I don't doubt it. Dave should do another Carmen Jordan career mode when the all seasons end. Yes, I should, shouldn't I? It's time we brought the old girl back, you know. She's been languishing in obscurity for a few years now. Dave was 76 years old when Harry Hill's TV burp started. Helium says Holly hasn't been on for... Oh, she hasn't been on for a while, okay. Dave was 87 when Harry Hill took over You've Been Framed. Will says spam. The Finnish rally is on this weekend as well, is it? Oh, nice. Why, yeah, Dave, because how you can grab my voice for your all seasons rubbish is if you get my voice from a video, you hear my voice. That's it. The Finnish rally has finished. I like that. Citizen says Dave was 784 when Top of the Pops had a certain presenter. We all know who that was. Because Shane, Dave is magic. Was that the one that had a mop on his head? Yes. Dave was 900 years old when Nigel Mansell couldn't fit in the 1995 McLaren. I remember. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Huh? Oh, thought I was going to, but I didn't. Yes, Nigel Mansell in the 1995 McLaren because he was too fat and couldn't fit in the car. Because he'd been over doing IndyCar and he bulked his way up, but he was a little bit fat as well, but he couldn't fit in it. That was funny. That was funny. Yeah, because not only have I done a review on Sinbad Legend of the Seven Seas, but I've also done some videos on DVD unboxing, the video of my Mulan DVD collection. When are we getting the 40 series as Sisters? It's coming soon, don't worry. It's coming soon. Stop Shane GPT. Dave was 72 years old when Michael Schumacher tried to take Villeneuve out, says Plynal Plessy. 40 to 40 points. Jamie says, when could we start saying fuck without it not getting sent? I don't know, Jamie. I don't know. 40 is the number of times they retired. That includes both cars. Yes. Why are you telling me to stop? Do you know at 58, Shane Boff Marina? Hookster was 69 when Schumacher took out Damon Hill. Flavio Briatore associated with the Loonies. Yes. What do you mean at 58? Hookster was 85 when Sebastian Vettel won his first championship. Cool, Susie Perry. I wish you'd stop doing that, because I have to keep going back to the page now. Cool. Cool, Susie Perry. Cool. Flavio calls the first strains of fixed brain. Yes. Hookster was 83 when TMY punched the TV. I thought you'd be more interested in Susie at the swimming pool. Yeah, I would be actually, yes. Susie Perry, Natalie Pinkham. Oh, Natalie Pinkham. Hookster was 91 when TMY channel started, yes. Winfield Wills was a horrible livery like their performance. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I agree. We need an Inverness Grand Prix, says Caledonia. Yes, we do. I quite agree. Hookster was 95 when Josh promised videos on the Motoring Yorkshireman channel. We need an Icelandic Grand Prix. Yes, we do. Shane GTP Mania. The Motoring Yorkshireman lasted as long as Liz Truss. Yes, not very long. Not very long. Hookster was 90 when On Digital began. Mr. Regawa says, qualifying in 2026 has gotten better as this year's progressed, but it's one of those things. Qualifying probably just won't work with these regulations. Shane says, why are you saying? Sorry, these regs are fucking garbage, says Will. We need a North Korean Grand Prix. The cars lift and coast more than the 2025 Ferrari, that's the problem. Jamie says, I'd like Will Buxton to commentate on F1 because when the lights go out, he'll know the race has started. The first across the line wins the race. I'm lost without him. I know. Good old Will Buxton. Big up to Will Buxton. He needs to be doing the Formula 1 races. We need a Paisley Grand Prix. We need a Polish Grand Prix. Will says, I cannot stand David Croft. Well, thankfully, I don't have to listen to him because I can't get Sky. We need a London Grand Prix. Ooh, London Grand Prix. Will says, get Ralph Schumacher on this all season's rubbish. Not London, Brands Hatch. Yes, I'd love to see Brands Hatch Grand Prix. Yes. Yes, we need a North Korean Grand Prix. Yes, we do. David Croft, goodness. Are you unsure about a London Grand Prix? King John Un Super Grand Prix of Greatness. We need an Antarctica Grand Prix, says Sisters. Lulu is due a DNF, says Will. Yes, he is. We need a Yorkshire Grand Prix. Yes, we do. Jamie says Formula E going to Brands Hatch next year. Actually can't wait. The track they had at the Excel Arena was awful. Yes. And as I've got Formula Legends, I think I told you this, Jamie, but I'll tell everyone else. As I've got Formula Legends, they've actually got the official Formula E Championship. And the tracks are the same tracks used in Formula E. And that arena circuit is absolutely cacking awful. The turns are so tight, you can't get the car around. It really can't. It's horrible. So, yes, thankfully going to Brands Hatch, I think it's good news. Good news. Even though I don't watch it, but it's good news. Formula E should have went to Donny instead. Susie Perry is a year younger than the Hookster. Is she really? Is she really? Fantastic. Fantastic. Far better track, says Scissor Sisters. An Antarctica Grand Prix is impossible. It's freezing there and there's no tracks there. Plano Please says, imagine what Fix would have said in 1989 about Senna and Prost. Oh, imagine. Imagine. There'd be 100 videos by now, wouldn't there? All about Senna and Prost. Yes. You might as well do a Sophia Flörsch all seasons. Oh, yes. Yes, please. Let's do a Sophia Flörsch all seasons. I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that. Will says we need a North Pole Grand Prix. Yes, we do. Goodness, Pessy. We need a Grand Prix with igloos. Dave was 61 years old when Nigel Mansell blew the tyre in Adelaide. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. They do that on Extreme H, don't they? Hookster was 73 when the Winfield Williams livery started. Will says, get Brendan Hartley on this all season's rubbish. You only said that so I can do the catchphrase. Brendan Hartley. So gay. So bloody gay. Hookster was 50 when Lauda won his first championship. Lewis Hamilton got his first ever F1 win in Canada in 2007. Shane is a Lewis Hamilton fan, I think, says Will. I'm a fan of all F1 drivers. Lewis Hamilton could possibly steal the 2026 championship, says Mr. Regard. Well, it's possible. It's possible. I think Kimi's got it in the bag, but as I've said before, I think Lewis is going to finish second or third in the championship in the end. I think he's going to have a good year. Paul Petty says, we need a Yorkshire Grand Prix. He won't. Only if Antonelli breaks a leg. I don't know. Kimi Antonelli could win the 2026 title due to how many races he's won and how far he is in the standings. Will Buxton is on IndyCar. Yes, he is. He's doing Indy these days. If Hamilton wins the 2026 world title, I will watch fixed videos for 3 hours. My God. My God, there's no need to talk to yourself that long. 3 hours? No, you can't do it to yourself. Please don't watch for 3 hours. That's just mental cruelty now, that is. Still more chance than McLaren at the moment, Will. Yes. Dave was 56 when only Fools and Horses did something. There you go. Dave was 56 when only Fools and Horses started. Sayer hates Kimi Antonelli. Goodness. Dave was 71 when Dell and Rodney became millionaires. Yes. Dave was 64 when Dell flew through the bar. Ah, yes. Yes. We need an Irish Grand Prix, says Shane. Dave was 80 when Trotter's independent trading ceased. Shane says, have you ever rode a bicycle, Dave? Well, that's a random question. Yes, I have, Shane. I have indeed. Yes, I used to have several bikes when I was a kid because I used to do a paper round. Yes. So I did have lots of bikes. There's no way there'll ever be an Irish Grand Prix. Mondello Park is way too small a track for the cars, says Helio Trophy. The only 3 Fools and Horses episode after Dell and Rodney were millionaires don't exist. That's true. Jamie says they use Dave's war stories for Uncle Albert lines in early films. Jeremy Davora. Jeremy Davora. Uncle Albert. What? You say that one more time. He says, I wasn't going to say it. Oh. Okay then. I stand corrected. Carry on with your story. During the 1939 to 1949 conflict. Love that line. Love that line. How will there never be a way there'll be an Irish Grand Prix? Wowzers. Hookster, have you driven on the Tokyo track on Formula Legends? Yes, I have, Will. I have indeed. And it's just as horrible as the arena. Money and infrastructure are the main stumbling blocks to an Irish Grand Prix, says Helium Trophy. Mr. Rugara says, Charles Leclerc comeback is interesting. Caledonia says, the Cork Grand Prix. Shane says, although I don't have a YouTube channel, Dave, when you did this series, because I joined YouTube in 2022, I did enjoy your 100% Races series. Well, thank you, Shane. Dave was 42, says Plynor, when BBC Radio 1 started. I was actually there for the very early days of Radio 1 in the 60s. Well, I wasn't born till 69, so it was the very, very tail edge, and I wouldn't have known what radio was when I was 1 year old. So I think it was more the 70s for me. But I was there very early in the 70s, I remember. I was about 6 or 7, and I was listening to the radio. Yes, listening to the radio. We did have TV in our house, though. Yes, we did have TV in our house. We actually got colour TV in 1974. Yes, 1974. We got colour TV. Yes, colour TV. Fantastic. That was great. And the first thing I ever watched in colour was Tarzan. Yes, Tarzan, the TV series, which was back in the day. You may remember the famous that one. Yes, that was the first thing I ever saw in colour. Tarzan. That was 1974. Oh, I see. By contractual obligation, I'll have to have it as the People's Republic of Cork Grand Prix. Yes. Dave was 66 when BBC Radio 5 began. Dave was 64 during the Jolly Boys outing. Dave was 77 when Top Gear Clarkson era started. Hookster was 33 when Yorkshireman Mike Hawthorne was world champion in 1958. Hidden Trevor says, I think Pauline Sansi is going to be at the Hungarian... Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, God, that guy. Dave was 56 when Grandad asked Rodney for an Emperor burger, but he got him a cheeseburger. So you've only rode a bicycle as a kid, never as an adult. No, I've ridden it as an adult as well, Shane. Yes. Yes, as an adult. In fact, when I started work at 15 years old, in fact. Full-time employment. I was 3 weeks away from 16 years old, and my boss said, just don't say anything about your age. And I went, oh, okay. He says, because you've only got 3 weeks to go, so it doesn't matter. He says, just don't say anything, because obviously the rules in work is that you have to be 16 years old. But I was only 15, but I was 3 weeks away. So yeah, so I started at 15 years old in full-time employment. And my only transport was a bicycle to get to and from work when I started. Yes, on a bicycle. It was a Raleigh something or other. It was a racing bike, not because racing bikes were all the thing back then. That's changed now. It's like off-road bikes, isn't it now? But back then it was racing bikes, and that's what I used for ages. Yes, ages. Hookster missed 3 years of school due to World War II. She might as well be the French Susie Perry these days. Yes, love it. Hook was 88 when Scott FM started. Given that she does the Moto Grand Prix as well. Goodness. Hookster was 88 when Mrs. Thatcherism died. Dave was 44 when Noel Edmonds started on Radio 1. Because, like Dave, I don't know if you saw the date on my channel when I joined your YouTube. Wow, Hookster has colourless TV until he was age 49. Yeah, it's 49. I actually had black and white for a lot longer than that because we had colour downstairs. But back in 1974, you only had one colour TV in your house. If you had 2 colour TVs in your house, you were basically described as rich. Yes, you were a posh twat if you had 2 colour TVs in your house. Nobody had 2 colour TVs in their house. Not where I lived, anyway. I first started living in Gillingham. That's my family home was Gillingham. So yes, in Gillingham, 2 colour TVs in 19 was completely unheard of. But we had other TVs in the house. I had a TV in my bedroom, but obviously it was black and white. Yes, it was black and white. And it was the old. I'm gonna really confuse you all now. It was the old 405 line TV, which basically meant that the screen was made up of 405 lines going up the screen. Which meant that when you watch TV shows, you could really see the lines on the screen because it was only 405. You could really see the lines, and it was horrible. But that's what we had in 1974. And then, of course, they changed it to 625 lines going up the screen, which was a lot better. And now you've got stupid resolutions like 4K and 8K. 4K, I do believe, is 2,860 lines up the screen. Something like that anyway. I don't even know what 8K is. It's something ridiculous. But yeah, compared back to my day with my black and white 405, yes, 405 lines. And that's where my obsession with Star Trek started, because I first saw Star Trek in my bedroom on my black and white TV, and it was the original series, you know, with William Shatner, otherwise known as hang on, I've been on screen for 30 seconds and I still haven't taken my shirt off yet. Yeah, that William Shatner, yes. And that's where my love affair with Star Trek started, it has to be said. Yes, really was. The first thing I watched on a colour TV was Countdown, says Caledonia F1. Nice. Because I know it was during the pandemic when you did the 1% race series. Yes, it was. Yes. Dave was 84 when Rachel Riley joined. Oh. Right. Will you just stop doing this to me now? Please. Just. Oh, God, I flipped me bloody camera again. Can't believe it. I flipped me camera. How do I unflip the camera? I'm upside down. Hello, everyone. It's me, Mr. Potato Head. Oh, God. How do I get that to flip back again? I think I have to do that. Oh, now I've lost it. I've lost myself. You had to look at Susie Perry. But I was only going to do that because I wanted to type in... What's her name? I've lost it there. I've lost the plot, everyone. I've lost myself off the screen. I've lost myself off the screen. Where am I? There I am. I knew which button it was. I was just trying to find it. There you go. That's because I moved that up there and it flips it. There we go. What I was going to put in was, I've just remembered her name now. Rachel Riley. Rachel Riley. Or as we like to say, core. Rachel Riley. Core. Look at the bloody legs on that. Jesus, Bigora. Jesus. I started talking all Irish now. Jesus, look at the legs on that. There she is, everyone. Rachel Riley. Cool. YouTube's going to shut me down one of these days, I'll tell you. They're going to shut me down as YouTube. Rachel Riley. Fantastic. Fantastic indeed. I'll tell you, Google Images, it should be renamed Pervert's Paradise because it's just ridiculous. I mean, look, they've even got little sections for you, you know, of interest that you might want to look at. We've got a mini dress section. There you go. Look, this is just ridiculous. Really, really ridiculous. So if you want to see Rachel Riley in a mini dress, you could do that all on Google Images. Fantastic. Or maybe you want to see it. What was the other one? I just took my. Maybe you want to see her in a crop top. There you go. Google Images. Pervert's Paradise. Pervert's Pervert's Paradise it is. Yes. Pervert's Paradise. I've got to say, that's my favourite one. Yes. That's my favourite one. Oh, God. We need the IR Grand Prix. Yes. What do you mean, yes? Dave was 57 when Countdown started. Hookster shall take a break. We need an Egypt Grand Prix. Good God, Hookster worked during World War II. There will eventually be a Rwanda Grand Prix. Quite possibly. Although I still miss the 100% race series. We need an Afghanistan Grand Prix. Yes. Get Nikita Marzi spin on this all season's rubbish. Hookster was alive when FDR was President of the United States. Dave was 71 when Del and Rodney became Batman and Robin. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You had to go and do it, didn't you, Mr. Planel Plessy? Now I can't show this because I'm going to get copyright strike for it. So what I'm going to do is wait for the advert to finish for one. It's a long advert as well. Right, I'm going to see if I can see if I can cue it up to the actual bit, but I can literally show only seconds of it. Here we are. I've queued it up. I can only play seconds of this, so otherwise I'll get copyright claimed and they might even take the stream down. But here it is, everybody who's never seen this before. It's absolute comedy gold. Absolute comedy gold. It's only fools and horses. Batman and Robin. That's all I can show. That's all I can show. But oh my God. Absolute classic. Classic. Shane, did you like Nikita Marzi spin in F1 2021, says Will. I bet so. Jamie says Dave's first job was a chimney sweep. Oh, yes, it was. I was a Cockney sweep like Dick Van Dyke. I was. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim away. That was me. That was me. Yes. Dave was 101 when TMY channel began. Dave was 66 when Noel's house party started. Will says TB naked. TB. Oh God. Not again, Will. Not again. I only put his shirt back on because I found it on the floor and I was hoovering up in here and I thought I'll just put his shirt back on. But I knew you were going to do this, Will. TB, got to be naked. That Will's a funny fella. I agree. I bloody agree. But it's time to get naked. Cue the music, please. Cue the music. I've got to do it myself, or else I get copyright claimed. Da 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 da. Can't get his bloody shirt off. Da 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 da. Oh, hang on. I think we've got to do it from the neck. Da 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 Da, 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 da. Stop complaining. Da, 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 da. This is not going as well as I thought it would. Da, 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 da. Bloody hell. Hey, look. Hey, look, everyone. TB's turned into fixed. TB's now fixed. The F1 channel. Here he is. Here he is. What's happened to TB? What's happened? What's happened to TB? Oh my God! Oh my God! He's been in an unfortunate machete accident. Yes, he's lost his head. The poor fella. What's he gonna do now? He can't see where he's going. He's gonna be bashing into everything now. Bashing into everything. Poor TB. Poor TB. What are you doing, TB? No, look, no, over here, over here, over here, Defo. Over here. So I can say what he wants. He can't hear me because he ain't got no ears anymore. He can't see me either. So I could beat the crap out of him on YouTube. What's that? What's that? What's that? TB, I think you've got some kind of appendage on your stomach. I think you need to go and see a doctor and get that sorted because that looks very bad. That looks very bad. Yes. Yes. It looks like you've developed a ball. You've developed a ball in your stomach. Yes. Yes, you've got a scrotum in your stomach, TB. What's going on there? That is bad news, isn't it? That is bad news. Anyway, what have you got to say for yourself, TB? Here he is. Look, he wasn't dead. He didn't unfortunately have a machete accident. He was here all the time. Look at him. Anyway, continue with the stripping. Bloody hell, this is difficult. Get in there. Hang on a minute. Just talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'll be there. Hang on. Oh, Jesus Christ, that was difficult. Right, here we go. Don't forget, throw your panties to the camera. There he is. There he is. It's okay. He's not been in an unfortunate accident. Sat on top of his head. TB's got some white stuff on his head. Oh. Let's just get that all nice and clean, TB, because you don't want any white stuff on top of your head. No. There you go. That's better. I've got no idea how that got there. No idea whatsoever. But he's okay. He's okay. And don't forget what I always say with soft toys. It always comes out in the wash. Yeah, it always comes out in the wash. So don't panic. Don't panic, okay? Yes. Oh my God. The Israelis would no doubt lob an objection to them having a Grand Prix. Yes, TB naked. 33 people have still subscribed to the Motoring Yorkshireman, hoping that one day he'll upload a video. I know. And when he does, they're going to be so shocked. They're going to go, what is this strange thing in my feed? I'm still subscribed to it, says Will. Well done, Will. I think I am as well. My granddad had 405 and had great reception. Ah, 405 line. Oh my goodness. Someone else who had 405 line. I can't believe it. I thought it was just me. Well, me and your granddad, I salute. I salute, because there is no better way for watching television than 405 line. It really is. It's a joy to behold. I wonder if 405 is actually on YouTube.
Now guys, remember about a few weeks ago, a month ago, a couple of months ago?
Yes, here it is, everyone. This was my TV in the 70s. We've got Sticky Tape and Rust. Has got a YouTube channel there. I'm not going to play too much, but you'll just get a tiny little glimpse of what 405, and you'll see exactly what I mean about how thick the lines are, that you could actually see them on the screen, because it was literally just 405 lines. So I'll just let this run for a few seconds.
When I uploaded that clip that
Do you see that? And yes, it used to flicker like that as well.
Last 405 line BBC One.
But that was our TV, 1974, 405 lines of picture. Fantastic, fantastic. He's actually got what looks like a modern TV guide that he's running through the 405. And my TV actually looked like that as well. The picture was all round like that was. Oh my God, how TV has evolved. But yeah, so that is what I watched Star Trek, the original series, on my 405 black and white upstairs. I did have an outside aerial where in the family home we had in fact we had two aerials. Yes, we were posh twats. Yes, we had two aerials. Yes. I remember that. My dad had to save up for that for quite a few weeks to get two aerials on our house. But yes, so I was actually coming off an outside aerial, so the picture was actually really good as 405 line pictures ever is. But yeah, that's what we used to watch back in the 70s, in black and white, 405 lines. Yes. Now the only 405 lines most people do is cocaine. Oh dear, boom boom. Here on the Motoring Yorkshireman, you'll join me in showing a passion for everything to do with motoring. Yes. Jamie says, Dave once thought that micro machines would be the next big game on Jamie, please, no more. No more. Come on. I had high hopes for that game. I was going to incorporate it into the Elite Racing League on a Monday night for people that follow it on there. I was going to incorporate into that. We were going to have the race as normal, you know, our normal F1 race, and then after that we were going to go over and do micro machines. Whereas any pent up frustrations we'd had with people doing the race, we could expunge them during micro machines by firing a rocket up the backside of anyone we wanted to, which we'd had a beef with during the. That was the plan. That was the plan, Jamie, and it could have been great. It could have been great if only the game wasn't a complete pile of shit. Yes. And who made that game, Jamie? Was it Codemasters? Was it Codemasters? It was Codemasters. Yes. I'm so wicked excited for F1 27. I can't tell you. I'll tell you why. Because if the rumours are true, we're going to have classic cars. And this time, Jamie, I'm going to push our illustrious Lord Fauntleroy, Joseph. I'm going to push him for a classic championship. Yep, that's what I'm going to push him for. We want a classic championship because I think that will be epic. online. We're going to have 2027. The game's going to be rebuilt from scratch, so it's going to look all completely different. And I'm going to really push him this time, Jamie, for a classic championship. Forget about the F1 27 cars. Who gives a shit about stupid batteries draining? Classic championship. I think that is really going to. I think it's going to revitalise the ERL as well. To be honest, if we had that, we're going to revitalise it because yeah, it's just going to be great if we can have a classic championship. I'm really going to push that, Jamie. I'm gonna put him under the thumb screws and screw him down until he actually says yes. And if he says no, I think I will protest by quitting. And as I am, as everyone knows, I am the star of the ERL anyway. You know, the star of the show. He can't do it without me, so he's going to have to give in, Jamie. This time he's going to give in. And, you know, I've been too lenient over the years, and just you know, I've let him run with it. But no, I'm going to be steadfast in this now. I'm going to put my foot down. We want a classic championship on the ERL for F1 27 because I think that would be absolutely great. We could do one season of classics and then we can do a season on 27 if so. I'm not bothered about that, but we need classics on the ERL because I think that will really transform it, and we might actually get some more people in as well because as you've seen of late, we're down to like 6 or 7 people for quite a way now, and they're all like the regulars that turn up every week. So I think it really will. And if he says yes, I will actually actively push. Get some feelers out to try and get some more people to join as well, because I think that will really make a difference if we can have classic car racing on F1 27. Really do. And I'm hoping it's not just a rumour and we are going to get classic cars. As I say, they filmed that Codemasters bloke because he had an EA shirt on, sticking his probe up the exhaust pipe of a 1986 Benetton. Whatever floats your boat, that's what I say. Basically, it's not my scene, but you know, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. So it's pretty obvious they were doing it hopefully for F1. I hope they weren't doing it for some kind of grid game which is going to be coming out. I don't know. Obviously, I don't think there's going to be a grid game coming out. I've not heard a whisper about any more grid games. And as far as I know, the team at Codemasters has been shrunk down to just one team now. And I think that's all they're working on is F1 game. So I don't think it's going to happen. But of course, grid could be the other motoring series where they would be taking like pictures and sticking probes up exhaust pipes of classic cars. That would be the other series, but I'm hoping that's not going to be the case, and I'm hoping it is going to be the F1 series. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone, fingers crossed. And we want classic cars for F1 27, and I want an ERL classic championship. That's what I want. I think actually after this season on F1 26, I think we're going off to do something different because yes, it's not going very well, unfortunately. Yes, it's not going very well because the cars are just bullshit. But anyway, that's up to the. I'm not worried about what's happening this season. Next year, I want a classic championship. There you go. Oh wait, that's a true story. Yes, it is, Jamie. It is a true story. It is a true story. And once again, I've lost the chat. Here we go. Shane says, the date I joined YouTube was 5th of September 2022. Plana Plazy says, the motor in Yorkshire would have been better than Top Gear with Paddy and Freddie. Probably would have been. Caledonia says, then he got 605 and had a little static reception until he got United Artists cable. Yes, United Artists cable. Oh my God, my life changed with United Artists cable. And unfortunately, it's going to change again because I've just, as I probably Yeah, I did say on here, didn't I? Anyone knows, a couple of weeks ago, I had a lightning strike, not on the house, but pretty close by, and it completely obliterated my cable box, completely blew it up. The poor thing, all the lights came up on the machine. It was going, I've been injured. I've been really hurt by something. Yes, and it just completely, and the internet, funny enough, actually survived, because the bloke that come out to fix it said that no, actually the internet and the cable box was blowing at the same time. So how I got away with the internet, I don't know. I did have to keep resetting it because it kept stopping, so it was probably half broken, but I did manage to not lose any internet all the time I was waiting for it to be repaired. But unfortunately, he gave me a recording box, you know, the traditional, you find a program in the program guide and you say, yeah, I'll record that and watch it later. That's basically how I've done TV for the last 30 years. But unfortunately, they are now phasing out the recording boxes, and all you're going to get now is a streaming box, which basically is just like a Chromecast, really. You just, you know, you plug it in and it gets all the programs off the internet, but you will not be able to record anything, which is just, that's not how I roll. Sometimes I'll record a film off the TV, yeah, and sometimes it's like 3 years before I actually watch that film. So it sits there on that box for 3 years. I know I'm never going to be able to do that with a streaming box, because that stuff rotates in like a 30-day rotation and it's all gone and it all starts again. So there's no way I'll be able to do that. So I'm very, very sad. I'm all right at the moment because I've got a new box and they usually last about 5 years, something like that. So I'm good. But I've heard that they're not replacing the boxes anymore in about a year's time, and they're all going to be streaming boxes. And for me, that's going to be very sad, because for me, that's going to be the end of cable TV, because it's not even going to be coming through a cable. It's going to be coming straight off the internet. You don't plug it into the normal cable line. You just plug it into your internet, and that's how you get it. So yeah, I shall be very, very sad. It'll also mean I won't be able to record programs, you know, which, you know, you can't do that. You can't record programs through the HDMI unless your name's Dave. Dave. Yes, Dave. And then you can actually record programs, because I actually record the F1s, the highlights, and actually upload them to my Google Drive. All you need to do that. Is someone very clever like me. This is a capture card. This is a capture card, yeah? And all you do is you plug your HDMI. No, you don't actually. Let me rephrase that. The real secret of doing it is one of these. It says yes on the front of it, because some of these will work, some of them won't. And it's literally a lottery which ones work and which ones don't. But this one does work. What this one does is it strips the signal from HDMI, because as you know, all HDMI is protected and you can't record off it. But what this does is it strips the signal. So you put your TV, you bung your TV HDMI into there, and then one of the outputs off of this HDMI, you then plug into this capture card here, in there like that, and then the other end of that you then plug into your TV, so you can actually watch what you're recording as well. And then you plug this end of your capture card into your PC, and then there's software on the PC that you can use. And I mean, you can do it manually by pressing that button in the middle, but if you do it on the computer, you can just press the space bar on the computer and it starts recording. And when you're finished, you just press the space bar and it starts recording, and there, hey presto, you've got a recording of whatever's on the TV. Now, a lot of these companies keep coming out and saying, oh no, that's not going to work anymore because we've improved our security. They've got all different HDMI standards now. It was 1.4B. Now then it went to 2.0, 2.1. I think it's on 2.3 now. Don't make any difference, because Dave can still do it. Don't matter how much security you put on. Admittedly, I can only record in 1080p maximum, But that's fine. That's all I ever want to record is 1080p maximum. 4K uses up so much storage space, it's unbelievable. So I'm really not bothered. 1080p is a nice picture quality. It's a nice picture quality. It's ideal for watching movies and it's ideal for watching TV shows. You don't need 4K for doing any of that rubbish. So yeah, so that's how I do it. That's also how I get the little segments of the Grand Prix during my race reviews on a Monday evening as well. That's how I do it. I just record it off the TV. So there you go. So to all you pirates that are interested, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Yes. Via an explodey thing halfway through the race. Sounds right, possibly a pager. Hookster will eventually get a statue somewhere. Yes, I think I will. I think I deserve a statue. What pose should I do? Hang on, getting camera. Shall I do the Rocky pose? You're upside down, Dave. I was Shane, but I'm back up again. Next up, Marion Rouse. Yes, Dave is upside down. You've disappeared, Dave. I know. I've got it all back. We are sorry for the break in this program. You're back. Get Shane GTP and it's all seasons rubbish. Biggest Lib Dem supporter. Goodness, those legs. Exactly, those legs. What can I mean? Those. I wish you'd stop saying this in the chat, all you lot. I tell you, because you're just encouraging me now. Just stop it. Stop it. I wasn't even thinking about Rachel Riley's legs, and now you've got me thinking about it again. Where's that one gone that we had with the legs? There you go. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. That would take you at least 20 minutes to scale those legs, wouldn't it? At least 20 minutes. Yeah. At least 20 minutes. Oh dear. Sounds like you really want Dave to get me on this all season's rubbish. Rachel Wiley. What a witch she is. Oh. A witch? What's she done? What's she done? I don't keep up with current affairs, so if she's been a bad person, I don't keep up with it. I don't keep up with it. No. So I can't tell you if she's bad or not. I don't know. Has she been? I don't know. Tell me what she's done. Planet says, get off Google Images. Exactly. I thought Tinder was pervert paradise. Yes. Tinder is pervert's paradise. Yes. I don't know if I've told you this story. I think I have, but I'm actually banned from Tinder. From Tinder, and you'd think in the worst possible way, wouldn't you? You'd think that I've been banned because I said something suggestive or something inappropriate to a lady. I use that in the loosest term possible because it's Tinder. And you think that's how I got banned from Tinder, isn't it? But no, I'll tell you how I got banned on Tinder. I was talking to a lady. I do believe she was 49, I think. About 49. Yeah, something like that. And she was a Lewis Hamilton fan. And she liked Formula One. So we had that connection. So we were talking every single night for a couple of hours for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. And the night before I got banned, she was just saying something about Lewis, and I just said, I've got to just correct you on that point because you're not correct about Lewis, and because she wasn't. I can't remember what it was now, but she wasn't correct, so I just had to correct her on that point. And she went, oh, okay, well, I'll catch you later. And so that was it. And the next morning when I woke up, I put on Tinder and I'd been banned. So obviously, I mean, you know, I hadn't been talking to anybody else. So there's no way I would have got a random ban from anybody because I hadn't been talking to anybody else. Obviously, she didn't like that I'd corrected her about something she said about Lewis Hamilton and decided to contact Tinder and tell me I was like, you know, a bad person or something, or I'd said something completely. And unfortunately, if you don't know this, Tinder sides with the person who makes the allegation. Always do. I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong. There is also no appeal process on Tinder whatsoever. Once you're banned, that is it. You cannot appeal against it. You can't do anything. That's it. You're done. Now, of course, you can get past it loads of ways by just using another, because Tinder works on your telephone number, so you can just buy another phone and then you're back on Tinder again. But you know what? After that incident, I couldn't be bothered. I went, you know what? If you're gonna side with people that much, then I don't want to be on your platform, because that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous that you can't protest and say no. So yeah, I got banned by a Lewis Hamilton fan because obviously I'd said something that she didn't like. And so there you go. Funny story, but it's true. Absolutely true. And as I say, she was the only one I've been talking to, so she's the only one that could have physically banned me, because you have to start a conversation and you have to get like 3 or 4 messages in before the conversation is linked, and then she can press, you know, report or ban. You can't just pick anyone at random and start banning them. That would be stupid. So yeah, I got banned from Tinder by a Lewis Hamilton fan. Unbelievable scenes, but yes, that's what happens. Here's the countdown clock. Do. What the fault of her being hot and sweaty after a midday... Helium! Helium, for God's sake, will you stop it now? Stop it. Stop it. Just leave it now. I am a heterosexual well, kind of. I am a heterosexual man. I am. Seriously. Seriously. Oh my goodness. So you're really grateful that I really enjoyed your 1% race series, even though I didn't have a YouTube channel. Yes, I am. 100% race series. There's nothing on Top of the Pops this week, but All Saints are on next week. Oh, God's sake. Stop it now. All Saints. No. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. No. I can restrain myself, and I'm not going to do it. No. Hang on a minute, I just got to put a message into my tablet. Message for later. Look up All Saints. Right, let's continue then. Let's have a look at the chat. Then the week after that, 2025 minutes because Puff Daddy is being edited out. Oh dear. What the fuck, says Mr. Rugara. Also, Scotland hit heatwave weather again. Yeah, it was getting hot in England this morning. It's cooled down a little bit now, but oh my goodness. I was sweating like a priest on a Monday morning when the police are knocking on his door. Yes. He says, favourite All Saint. Oh no, don't do this to me. So over 20 degrees, True Caledonia. Oh no, wow. Flipping hot in the UK, ain't it? Yes. It was pretty decent, wasn't it? Still looking forward to the rain coming in. Delman and Rodin. And that's Dave with a copyright strike. It kind of is. On Saturday, the BBC 2, it's the big hits of 2002, and it features Sugar Babes, Will Young, Shakira, and Atomic Kitten. Mary Poppins. Whenever, wherever. Am I right, Planal Plessy? Oh no, don't do it, TB. Excalibur. Fixed will be hosting the Top of the Pops revival. Yes. Could you imagine Fixed doing Top of the Pops? Could you imagine it? Could you imagine it? Hello, all you sea nuts out there. Yeah, it's me. It's me. It's me. Do you want to hear a bit of Fixed in his natural environment? Because I recorded a bit of Fixed. If you want to hear it, I'll play it for you. Let me know in the chat if you want to hear it. TB about to get his McLaren shirt removed. Leave it on for God's sake. Yes. Do you have a stall, Dave? Says. Yes, Shane, I have got a sword. I've got a pink sword. In fact, yes, I think it was sort of designed for a girl. I think that's why it's pink. But yes, I have got a pink sword, Shane. Yes, I've got a pink sword. Yes, it's very very sharp, and it is quite lethal. You don't want to swing around your pink sword, Shane. No, because you don't want to swing it around because you'll have someone's eye out with your pink sword. Definitely, you'll have someone's eye out. Yes. Jamie says, "Don't ask Dave to get his sword out, please." TB would beat Fixed in a fourther breedy. Dave was 65 when Mr. Bean took an exam, was cheating on it. Why not? Less of a sword, more a minimal pepperami. Eating competition. Oh, it's only a food. TB is sick. It will lead to a different kind of live stream. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yes. Nobody wants to see Dave's pink sword, that's for sure. Nobody. Nobody. No. No. Don't ask to see my pink sword, because no. 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 Oh, bloody hell. Are we out of time? Are we out of time already? No, it's all right. That's the 3-hour timer. We got a little bit left. A little bit left. It really would. What do you mean a different kind of live stream? Bad Brian Connolly flashback. Please don't, TB. You would have to pay a premium subscription. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Don't forget, everyone, if you want to check out my OnlyFans, I have got an OnlyFans account. Yes, so go check it out. There's no content on it. Let me see if I can show you. Cause I know there's a few out there that don't believe that I have actually got an OnlyFans, but I really, really have. But I can never work out how to access it. I think you have to go to X, and I think it's an... No, I can't. I can never remember how to access it. Basically, because there's no content on it. That's why. Log in. Is that it? Ah, sign in. Sign in with X. No, it didn't work. Sign in. Sign in with Google. This email is already registered with OnlyFans. Oh, I don't know what's going on there, but I'm trying to sign into my OnlyFans, and it says, I mean, I literally haven't looked at it for about 2 years. This email is already registered with OnlyFans. Ah, perhaps they've got rid of my OnlyFans. because I wasn't using it. I wasn't using it. Oh, that's a shame. I know a lot of these accounts, if you don't use them, they close them down, don't they? Oh, that's a shame. I've got no OnlyFans now. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hey, no, I've still got it. It's all right. Here it is. Here's my OnlyFans account. There it is. There, we've updated our privacy policy. It can be viewed here. Right, so this is my OnlyFans. Yes, I made it. I think it was Will F1 that kept going on at me about making an OnlyFans. So I did it for you, Will. No, of course I haven't been uploading content. What do you think I am? But here is my profile. There I am. Oh, look, I've got no fans and no one's following me. There's no love for the bear. Look at his cutie little face there, holding a ray gun. And nobody loves the bear. Ah, ah, such a shame. Nobody loves the bear. Look at that. I'm so disappointed. I haven't checked this for about 2 years, but I was hoping there would be at least one fan on there. One fan at least. Come on. Please, someone be a fan of OnlyFans. So there you go. Just to prove it to you, I have got an OnlyFans. Yes. And no, it's never going to get any content uploaded to it. Well, maybe one day if I get really desperate. I don't even know what OnlyFans is. I don't even know what it does. I've never even looked at it. Honestly, I've never even looked at it because there's just, you know, there's just more things. There's more ways you can get the stuff that's going on here, obviously, than this. I just don't understand what it's all about. I really don't. I just don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. All I know is from what people have told me is that there's a lot of you know, I might do this and I might do that, but there's very little of that actually going on apparently. You know, like with the foot fetishes when they say, "Oh yeah, show us your feet," and sometimes they do. And apparently, that's what happens on OnlyFans as well. It's more the expecting something to happen than actually anything actually happening. There you go. There you go. There you go. But good luck to them. Good luck to them. If they're earning money, good luck to them. Good luck to them. Isla Moon TV spends a week living on a sailboat in the Bahamas. Wowzers. Wowzers. Fantastic. Fantastic. Naked TV. TV must be going grey like yes, he is. He's 83. Jamie, what do you mean pain of screaming picture? The motoring Yorkshireman dies. Dave, my girlfriend to her boys to the Strand today looks better than when we were kids. Not a lot less. Yes, Jamie. There was actually they did a promotional video like on the TV. There was an advert on. I think I was watching the local news or something like that. Anyway, and an advert actually came up for the Strand, and I looked at it and went, bloody hell. That looks pretty decent. I have to say, pretty decent. Now, unfortunately, the last time I went to the Strand was about 10 years ago, and I said, okay, I'm not going back because obviously I was on my own, and you know, you just get very funny looks if you're a 50-something-year-old man walking through the Strand. Because as we know, the Strand is it's primarily kids at the Strand, but I only go for the train because I'm obsessed with train rides, and yeah, in this advert, they were showing the train, and it looks like they've really, taken care of the train as well. Because a few years ago, it was starting to go a little bit horrible, and I think they actually closed the train down for a couple of years, I do believe, because they couldn't afford to keep it running. But yeah, I saw the train, I was like, oh yes, yes. But as I say, unfortunately, I can't go on my own because yeah, it's just it's unfortunate, but that's the world we live in these days. But there you go. A lot less piss in the pool. Yes, yeah, yeah. They did a thing about the pool as well, and it did look good. I must admit, they really have improved. I'm happy because I've always loved the Strand anyway. So I'm happy that they've revamped it and done it up. At least some areas near where I live are getting done up, because oh my god, Chatham's just an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. There's one big shop now that's just disappeared in Chatham basically overnight because they've gone into administration. It's called Foot Locker. Yeah, that was on the news yesterday. That they closed it immediately. It wasn't like they literally shut up at 5 o'clock and then that was it. It was closed because they'd gone into administration. So yeah, and that sat right on the corner of the entrance, like the high street entrance to the Pentagon. It sat there right on the corner, and it was Foot Locker, and then you walked into the Pentagon, right on the corner. That's gone. That went overnight. Yeah. Yes, overnight, because they've gone into administration. Shane GTP. TB, the bear drinks old speckled hen. Yes, he does. Do you have a sword? I expect he has. I used to. Bring back Dave Hook's F1 TV burp. Yes, we need that back, Mr. Plano Plessy. We do need that back, indeed. I watched that channel. Yes. I also have to apologise if you saw me earlier holding my ear, but unfortunately my ear completely conked out pretty much as soon as the stream started, which was very annoying, and I couldn't hear anything out of it. So I was basically trying to pull my ear out to try and get some hearing back. It has thankfully come back a little bit, so I do apologise for that. I was literally umming and ahhing about whether to stop the stream because I really couldn't hear anything, but it's come back a little bit. I have a problem with my ears, so it's nothing that's suddenly happened. I've had a problem with my ears for quite a few years, but yeah, it was very bloody annoying, because what happens is the sound vibrates back through my ear, so I can hear my voice like 3 times louder. Very annoying, but it feels a little bit better. So I do apologise if you saw me yanking at my ear earlier. I wasn't. There isn't anything wrong. I haven't got some horrible skin disease. I was just trying to get some hearing back. You used to have a sword. That YouTuber is a great man. Yes, he is. What kind of sword was it? Dave had a good telly. I did have a good telly. Here in Traby says, I think my grandparents still had that TV well into the late 80s, early 90s. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, they used to last 15 to 20 years, those old tellies. Absolutely brilliant. That's when we used to make stuff, for one thing, and we used to make stuff that used to last. I mean, look at TVs these days. All right. I admit TVs now are as cheap as chips. The price of TVs is just ridiculously cheap these days. You can get a 4K TV in Argos in England for 179 quid. 43-inch TV, 179 quid. So it's ridiculous prices of TVs. But the trouble is they don't last 5 minutes. I had to replace mine last year. It was just over 3 years old. Completely conked out. 3 years. I'm sorry, 3 years is not acceptable for me for a length of time for a TV. Really isn't. 3 years is not an acceptable amount of time. Should have been a lot longer than that. 5 years, yeah, I can live with 5 years. I prefer, 7 to 8 years, which is what the usual time frame of my TVs used to last, about 7 or 8 years for these LCDs. But 3 years, I don't think that's acceptable at all. 5 years is okay, although I do believe it should last longer than that. But yeah, so there you go. Just don't they're very cheap now, but they just don't last 5 minutes because they make them so cheaply now. It's unbelievable. My granddad watched the horses on that TV. Ah, yes. A pirate's toy silver sword also had a hat with it. Mine too. Would watch any sport except cricket. Ah, so it was a toy sword, not a real sword. Yeah, Scots are allergic to cricket. Lowell also had a real one. Shane, stop this nonsense about swords. Except my granddad, to be fair, he did survive an outbreak. And Irish people too. Really a real one. Yes, it's still at 2012 through my old house. TMY was excited for F1 2011 and then he said, what the fuck is this? The only racing game that EA is doing is the F1 games now that Need for Speed and Burnout are both abandoned. What a shame. Yes. Yeah, it is a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame they're not going to do any more grid games because I did quite like Grid Legends for what it was. Unfortunately, that most of the content was hidden behind a £20 paywall, which it's still hidden behind. But the actual game itself was okay. It was okay. I didn't mind it. I'm still playing it today because there's lots of little bits you have to get to actually complete the game, and it can take you ages. And so I'm still playing it. So it wasn't bad. So I was hoping for another good game, but I don't think that's going to happen. And don't forget, of course, there's no WRC game from EA either because they've not given up on the license, but they've just relinquished the license, and it's actually gone back to the original developers who did the WRCs in the past. So they're not going to be doing any WRC, not going to be doing any grid. So it really is just going to be Formula One, and that just strikes me as being a little bit boring because Codemasters was well known as being a racing games developer. They did Grid, they did F1, and they also did the Dirt series as well. And it's all gone now apart from F1. They also did other kind of games as well, not very often, but they did diversify with a few other forms of games, but it looks like that's all gone now. As I say, the team now has shrunk considerably. They got rid of one of the studios, so they're only down to one studio now. So yeah, it's a shame though. It's a shame. Before your time, Dave, we played Wipeout after F1. It almost caused a war. I have heard about the famous Wipeout wars. Yes, in the ERL. Yes, I wasn't there at the time. That was before my time, but I have heard of the legendary Wipeout wars. Yes, yes. I wish I'd been there because that would have been great. Did you really expect anything other than crap from Codemasters? Not really, no. Ah, Mr. Will F1, thank you so much for the donation, sir. Thank you very much. I'll give you a thumbs up for that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Fuck knows where, probably with the blue toy box. There we go. The Chippy Tea has been paid for, says it. Yes, it has. The Chippy Tea has been paid for. Piss off. This is some Vettel 2013 shit now. Only the curry sauce, says Will. Only the curry sauce. I shall look forward to F1 27. Oh, that is the end of the timer. Right. I shall look forward to F1 27 next year because of classic cars. Find me a chippy where you can get something for £1. This is very true. This is very true. Do they still do those the burnt bits? Perhaps you might get them for £1. You know, the burnt bits of the offcuts of the fish, the batter bits. They still do that. They might do that for £1. I don't know. But you'd be a bit stupid walking into a chippy and going, "Can I have some batter bits for £1?" Oh my God. £1 towards Dave's Chippy Tea. There's less payment bin an FIFA meeting. Payments than a FIFA meeting. Yes. Would be stop winning. Exactly. Paddock 69. Oh, thank you, Mr. Helium Trophy. Thank you for the donation, sir. Most appreciated. Most appreciated indeed. Now I've got enough of the chips as well. Chips and curry sauce. Yes. Fantastic. Fantastic. At least Paddock is off the podium at the moment. Helium Trophy takes the lead. Great for the series. Oh, I've lost the chat. Thankfully, I can get up to and find it up to here because we've got I think we have another donation from Mr. Yes, Mr. Will, another donation. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for the pound donation. Fantastic. Goodness gracious, this is incredible. Another 2 quid. Now I've got maybe I've got enough for a small battered sausage. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Because let it be known, I am very partial to a battered sausage. Yes. And we compose. Do one say, I'm not going to do a war on this. If Will wants the lead, it's his. You are in 8th. Shane says, these are the F1 games that have classic cars. Formula 1 97, F104, F105, F1 Grand Prix for PSP, F106, F1 Championship Edition, F1 2013, F1 2017, F1 2018, F1 2019, and F1 2020. Like you said, Dave, we want classic cars on F1. Yes, we do. More money towards Dave's Chippy Tea. Could have a king rib now. Yum. Yes, a king rib. Yes, at the moment, let's bring this home if we can and not spin off like Vettel at Malaysia. 09 still hurts. Almost enough for the chicken nuggets. Yes, almost enough for the chicken nugs. That run was fun while it lasted. Jamie says, more position swaps on an F1 race. Yes. Yorkshire dominance, says Will. Shout out Helium Trophy on his best 2026 result. Are there any classic cars you'd like to see on F1 27, Dave? Oh, no, there's a question, Shane. Any classic cars I'd like to see on F1 27? There is a lot I'd like to see on F1 27. I would obviously like to see the RB6, the Red Bull car. I know it's been done before, but I'd like to see it, updated and on the F1 game for 27. Definitely the Red Bull, because that was just such a classic, iconic car. But only because, as I say, I'd like to see how it looks with the new graphic of 27. But I know it's been done before. So let's have a look. What would I like to see? What would I like to see? Well, you got me now. You've got me now. Obviously, a couple of Williams cars from the classic eras. Probably Nigel Mansell's 1992. Was it the FW14B? I'd like to see that one, obviously, because of my Nigel Mansell obsession. Jamie says, I've got about 100 comments to get through. Have I really? Oh my God. I'll have to think of one quick then. One car that I'd like to see classic. I'm trying to think of ones that haven't been done already, like the Bronzes, because they've already been done, haven't they? One classic car. I'll tell you one I'd like to see. Yes. And this is going to surprise you. Juan Manuel Fangio's 1950 winning car. I can't remember. Was it a Ferrari? Was it an Alfa Romeo? I can't remember. Whichever car it was, I'd love to see that as a classic car, because that would be great. Because I don't think that's ever been done as a classic car. I don't think so. Don't think so. I mean, obviously it would be horrible to drive, but I would love to see that one. Is 1950 winning car, which I can't remember if it is. I think it was I think it was an Alfa Romeo. But as I say, Jamie said I've got lots of comments, so I better hurry up. He says you've got 100 comments to get through. Bloody hell. Right, let's go through them, because I am out of time. Sayers Wash. I still record stuff of my TV as USB recorded. Yes, that's still another way you can do it, sticking the old USB stick in the side. Dave Jarvu. At 3 a.m, the Hookster watches Dave Station on Dave. Yes. Lol, let's get to the break already. Hopefully in the sprint I can get more and more go at it. Interesting that. I still have my 2018 capture card. Fantastic. 720 is fine for me, says he. Yes, indeed. I love 720. 720 is great for archiving stuff. Like if you want to put stuff on the internet, because it uses very little storage space. So 720 is fine. 720 is a very watchable picture. It's the first of the HD formats, although it's now been discontinued. It's no longer even called HD. It's just called 720. The lowest HD now is 1080p, which I think is a shame because 720 was the original HD. But anyway, they've got rid of it now. But 720 is it's a great thing. Great thing for TV shows. You don't need anything bigger than 720 for TV show. I do lots of TV shows in 720 because it uses up less space, and they're absolutely fine. They look absolutely fine. Dave is definitely from Chatham with all these legal streaming methods. Yes. I'll get a statue of Carmen Jordan in bed. Oh, yes. Fantastic. Shane Kerburn and Regar having mares in the midfield. Dave used to watch ITV Select. Yes, I did. Like I mentioned to you, Dave, a few classic cars I'd like to see on F127, like, for example, the Ferrari F2001 from 2001, the Ferrari F2003 from 2003. You already commented on that last week, Shane. Dave enjoyed ITV. Yes. What midfield? F1 2000 from 2020. Joking. Rachel Riley is a supporter on the payroll of a certain Asian country. Let's put. Oh, I see. I see. I see. Well, that's unfortunate, but I've still got to look at the other way and go, cool, Rachel Riley, cool. I'm sorry, that's just the way I'm built. Dave used to watch On Sport 1. Yes, I did. Dave was 77 when the ITV Sport channel ended. Cadillac may have Perez and Herta next year. Oh my goodness. That was the Ferrari F2001 from 2000 that was featured on the F1 2020 as a classic car. Dave was 75 when the ITV Sport channel began. Jamie says, fancy trying to chat up someone 50 years. Okay. The ITV Sport channel was a bigger failure than F1 Digital. They spent $315 million on EFL and bankrupted most of the clubs in the leagues. I do remember that. Even though I don't follow the footy, I do remember that happening, yes. Almost as bad as ITV Digital. Which, don't forget, ended up, before it went bankrupt, 11,000 subscribers. That was their total subscriber count. 11,000 subscribers before they went belly up. £10 to watch a Grand Prix every time it was on. That's what it cost, £10. $9.99 to watch the Grand Prix. And they wonder why it went under. Yes. Oh my God. I meant something else, Shane. Lol. Crazy that F1 Digital was basically Sky box office for F1. Yes, it was. Bernie Vision. Dave used to watch Carlton. I did used to watch Carlton Cinema. Also, I was meant to say to you, Dave, F1 18, 2019, 2020 featured the Williams FW25 from 2003. But I think the Ferrari F2003 GA should be on the F1 20. Yes, it should, Shane. Since the Ferrari F2003 GA won the title in 2003. Dave was 83 when Bravo closed down. I used to love Bravo. Oh, I see. They're all a bit mental, those Lewis fans. I think you're right, Mr. Trophy. I think you're right. They are a little bit mental. As I say, that was definitely the reason why I got banned. I was a little bit annoyed because I was like, oh, I wish I had said something, like suggestive or whatever. At least, you can come back to it the next day and go, oh, well, you've been a naughty boy. You've got punished, so fair enough. At least I would have, come back and said, yeah, you've done it. I just would like to point out I'm not in the habit of saying inappropriate things to females. It's not in my makeup. It's not in my nature. I'm just saying that I would have been more happy if that had happened because at least I could have a reason. I could say, oh, well, yeah, you were being a plum and, that's it. But to be banned because I said something that she didn't like about Lewis Hamilton. It was just crazy, absolutely crazy. Dave was 90 when Dave began. Not Dave was 97 when Dave changed to you and Dave. Dave Jarvu. Dave was 80 when Carlton Select stopped showing Champions League matches. Got to get this ride home. Also, I'd like to see the Renault R25 from 2005 on F1 27 as a classic car since this was the last V8 Championship F1 car. Okay, Shane. Shane GTP actually was. Shane Bot EXE. What do you mean, okay? We need 1990 Life, yes. 1992 Andrea Moda, yes. 1995 40, yes. And the 1997 MasterCard Lola. We definitely need that MasterCard Lola. Will, we definitely need that. Yeah, thanks for saying that as well, because I can't speak and remember things at the same time. It's a problem I've had from very early in life. Yes, so I forget things. As soon as I stop speaking, I'll be able to think of things. But yeah, it's just a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. Goodness gracious. 1999. Oh yeah, the 1999 BAR. That would look great with that stupid livery on it, wouldn't it? Yeah. Prost 2000. Yes. 2000 Prost. Love to see that one as well. Love to see that one. 1990 Life. 1994. Yeah, the Pacific as well. Yes, please. If you're watching this, Codemasters, I hope you're taking notes. Pretty knows me lunch. An actual car called Life. Play it. Go for it. Go on. Pink Sword. Shane is a strange, strange man, says Will. 1998 Wingfield Williams. No, Plynal. No. Jamie says, oh God, we've only just reached the sword coins. Wilkinson Pink Sword. Yes. Why am I a strange man? Wilkinson Pink Sword. 2002 Arrows. Yes, Will. I love that 2002 Arrows livery with the what was the sponsor? I've forgotten the sponsor. What was the sponsor? They only took it over at the last minute as well, didn't they? Arrows 2002. Come on, Dave. It's getting past me bedtime now. I've forgotten the sponsor. Orange. Got it. Got it. Orange Arrows. Yep. Love that car. 2007 Spiker, yes. 92 Andrea Modena. Dave's alarm has gone off. Strange Shane. Time for the Hookster to speed run the comments. Wilkinson Pink Swords. You said you got, Dave. Yes, Shane, I've got a Wilkinson Pink Sword. That's what I like to call it anyway. Dave's alarm has gone off. Why am I strange, says Shane. This premium subscription hype, Shane GTP. We need the unraced 2013 HRT, 2015 Caterham, 2017 Manor. Yes, we do. Dave's Viagra timer has gone off. We need the 2010 Stefan GP car. Yes. Or whatever state the cars were in before the teams went bust. 2010 USA F1 car also. Love the F1 cars. We need the 1990 Kalini Subaru. Wow. There's one Russian YouTuber who, after getting so many requests for an OnlyFans account, she did a whole video dedicated to the fans she had in her apartment. Oh my goodness. Really? Really? Fantastic. Only good thing about the Kaloni Subaru was the Italian colours in the livery. Yes, oh dear. 2010 USA F1. The 2017 Manor definitely existed. They shared a picture of how far they were progressing when they went bust. Wowzers. We need 2008 Super Aguri. Yes. Jamie says, thank God for that. Yeah, 2007 Manor was a thing. Sold. Fucking hell. 2017 Manor actually wasn't horrific considering. Probably would have been faster than McLaren. That's the stream over then. Jamie says, Siri Dahl and Girthmaster. Yes, I see what you did there. Copyright. Tell me more. Shit, and I've lost the... Oh, here we go. Fancy a drink, anyone? 0 fans. Well, that's accurate. Someone needs to tell TMY about this. No subscriptions to ex-porn stars. That's a surprise. I'll have a large scotch, please, says Jamie. Scissor Sisters still without a podium since Japanese Grand Prix or something like that. What a drought. I love burgers, says Shane. Well done, Shane. Me too. Maybe one day if I get really desperate. So what will be that next week then? Ah, yes. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Next week. Bloody hell, look at the time. 2 hours and 14 minutes I've been on here. Maybe this is the evening. It's not over yet. As a wise man said so. Oh no. Anyway, I love cheese, says Shane. I think you've had a bit too much cheese tonight, as it happens, Shane. Spam, ham, eggs, milk, cheese. I stopped caring about the XP thing ages ago. Chocolate, Pringles. Why are you writing your shopping list, Will? Hot dogs and rice. I think you've mistaken this for your notes app. Hookster went to the Strand. Yes. Do you love pizzas, Dave? Yes, I do. Pepperoni, Shane. Pepperoni. He's writing his supermarket sweep list. Good God. Just missing the inflatables and the pick and mix. Burgers, hot dogs. Taking care of the train. Definitely not based in the UK then. Pizza, pizza. Pepperoni, pizza. Tomo thinks Lando Norris will get pole at Hungary. Really? The Strand. What an absolute state that is. Fairy godmother. The man who predicted Latifi 14th in the 2022 World Drivers' Championship beating Vettel. Lol. Good, to be fair. McLaren are solid at Hungary nowadays. No one will. I hope now is the time to look up Toy Story Retro Roundup and Toy Story Complete Edition before you go. I don't think I'm going to have time, Shane. I'm well past the time. McLaren were awful at Monaco and Hungary is very similar. They'll be lucky to get anything above 7th. Correct. What's correct? At least the last 3 McLaren were good at Hungary, and normally it's a strong circuit for them even though they're not so good. My 2015 Tesco telly still works. Wowzers. So, showing that he's still paid by McLaren Formula 1 team. I gave up hope anything good happening this season with McLaren a long time ago. Lando Norris, sensational. I mean, even the dreadful 2015 McLaren got a result around there. KD, like your season on here. Pretty knows me lunch. I have TVs from the 90s in my gaming club that, touch wood, still work. Watch them explode. Yeah, watch them explode now. Yes. KD is generous, letting Shane and I fight it out. Shane, they abandoned the WRC as well. Yes, they did. I just turned on Isla Moon TV. I thought, right, said Fred, we're about to start singing. Oh, God. Isla Moon TV. Pretty much will get my title and now no longer interested. Fight what out? Was she singing I'm too sexy for my bra? Well, from this evidence, quite possibly. Lewis Hamilton fan Matt has practically disappeared since Sunday. Back when TVs lasted, even on digital boxes last long, and people said they were littered with problems. Codemasters are clearly being put out on the path to closure so they can move the license in-house. Yes. Jamie's smiley emoji. Katie Munning's been a Formula E presenter. Unfortunately, the competition law doesn't exist now, and even when it did, it didn't do much. Mr. Regara, more emojis. I'm off to... Shit. I thought I was near the end. What the flipping heck? I thought I was at the end. I'm off to Mexico next week. Just for you. Cool. Make sure you wear Lando Doris merchandise every day. Pretty knows me lunch. We call battered bits scraps up here in the civilised part of the country. You do, I remember scraps, yes. Pretty knows me lunch. Scraps on a buttered roll. I have a Red Bull Checo hat I can make them cry with. The show will not end. The show will never end. Battered Mars bar next. Buy a Lulu hat, and it never will. Of course it won't. Buy a bunch of blank VHS tapes and see if there's any WRC Channel 4 coverage on it. Yes, probably is. Probably is. Pretty knows me lunch. David Croft needs to go on a diet. I was given several on my birthday. I didn't ask for any of them. Chicken nuggets. David Croft needs to retire. David Croft needs to go to the Croft circuit. Agreed, Plan Plessy. David Croft might have a heart attack. If something makes me go over the top, wowzers. We need a commentator-less race one of these days. We do. Basically, my man ram-raided them from TK Maxx because they were cheap. True, Helium Trophy. We need the 1989 Euro Brunn in the classic cars section. It was the only car that year not to start a race. TK Maxx equals Ted Graphics Max Verstappen. Dave needs only to buy blank VHS tapes to see if anyone's recorded the crawl on them. Pretty knows me lunch. Not so pretty that doesn't know the lunch. He won't get through them. Farina was... Oh, thank you, Will. It wasn't Fangio. It was Farina, was it? 1950. I'd like to see his car then. Whoever it was, I'd like to see his car. They should add the Stewart 1999 car. 1992 Benetton. Oh, yes. The show won't end. The show will go on. 1999 Jordan, 1998 Williams. It'll be the same cars they had in the previous games because they'll be cheap. This is true. Pretty. They'll probably add Verstappen's 2021 car. Oh, is that so they can hit Lewis Hamilton again and everyone will start crying? Don't cry. Don't cry now. They'll probably add Vettel's 2012 car. They need some cult favourite cars. Never going to happen though. The Lotus aeroplane engine. That would be totally incredible. Pretty. F1 2030 might have the Ferrari F1000. And the Rocket Williams livery that never raced. F1 2035 will have the Rosberg winning car. And once you finish top with it, you'll retire for the game. I see what you did there. Chazza HDF1 hated the Rocket Williams colours, and so did I. Me free, Sayer. You mean the 2030 F1 season might have the Ferrari F1000? I felt awkward chatting to a girl who was 20 years younger than me. I know. That's why I like to stick to, I prefer older. I know that sounds very weird because obviously they're like old grannies now, but yeah, I actually prefer older than me. Damn, Helium Trophy. ITV had to do a last minute rights to show the race on digital satellite. Australia 2002. F 2003 GA was cool. ITV Sport Channel was signing people up to 12-month contracts when the football season lasted for 9 months. Someone was on the phone asking what were they supposed to show them when the season was over. Exactly. Same as the F1 now, isn't it? What do they do? Show darts, don't they? I was like, I like the 2020 Rocket colours. Problem was Rocket is basically a scam. Damn, that is crazy. Bravo was good in the 80s and 90s when they showed old films and TV shows from the 50s and 60s. After that, it became a porn channel. It did. You're absolutely right. It did. Not till about 11 o'clock at night, but yes, it was. It was. They still kind of showed old shows. We had Knight Rider, I remember seeing on that. The A-Team was on there, wasn't it? But that was about it. ITV Sports Select showed Premier League games for about £8 a match. Pretty knows me lunch again, says Shane. Madhouse Pessy. Jamie says, could be worse, could be the BBC. Used to have decent stuff on it. This week had the Welsh Dragon rugby team playing against a team of fully dressed up drag queens. I know. BBC is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. BBC 2 on a weeknight, 6 o'clock. They had all the best stuff on there. They had The Simpsons. They had Star Trek, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. All in one go, one after the other. It was banging TV, I'll tell you. Banging TV on the BBC Two. I always remember The Simpsons, and then there was always something in the middle, and then the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. There you go. Sky should do the same thing, Planet. Red Bull Racing RB8. There should be the Renault RS01 because it was the first turbo car. We need the Tyrrell P30. Yes, we do. I'd take the drag queens over England's current rugby team. We need to bring MasterCard Lola back. 2007 Honda, 2008 Honda. Goodness, we need the 2002 Orange Arrows. We need the Crashgate Renault. We need the 19 Orange Arrows. We need the 1995 Simtek Orange. Thank you for confirming. We need the 1998 Jordan. Crashgate Renault is an interesting livery. Do you mean the 2002 Orange Arrows as a classic car? We need the 1991 Brabham. We need the 2002 Super Duper Aguri. The Winfield Williams was in the classic cars bit in 2013. Yes, it was. And 1992. Yes, 1998 Jordan. Yeah, the 99 car. Rugara jumps Pessy in the pits. It's something. We need 2005 BAR Imola spec. My guess is the license was cheap given Koza a budget of 47 pence at the time. Madness, Paddock 69. We need the 1999 BAR Belgium Special, McLaren copyright. We need the 1986 Williams. Fanta Orange Arrows. We need the 2017 Ferrari Singapore Special. 2017 Ferrari Singapore. We're still going strong. Shane loves cheese. 2021 Mercedes Baku Special, hot dogs and rice. We need 2007 McLaren Hungary Spec. Banana Bears. Hookster was 33 when Pizza Hut was founded. Hookster was 14 when World War One started. You mean that famous Ferrari crash at the start of the Singapore Grand Prix? We need 2021 Mercedes Abu Dhabi Special. I'd love to go to KFC, says Helium. Jamie says, since this stream started, Leonardo DiCaprio has had 3 different girlfriends. Yes, he has. I got KFC. We need the 2007 Ferrari and McLaren. Wouldn't be difficult for them to put in. It was only one car. Fixter's already done the Abu Dhabi. Yes, we need the Red Bull, including a 17-year-old Israeli girl. Yes. FC20. Right, said Fred. We need the McLaren 1989. Jamie says that old. Yes. He's diversified now, Jamie. Yes, he's going for the older woman now. Yes, he's done with the younger woman. He's now going for the older one. Yes. He just moved on onto a 4th. We need We need 2016 Hamilton Mercedes Malaysia Special. I'm too sexy to get 2. That old. It's almost midnighting. Off to shit. We need 2012 Williams Barcelona Special. Told you it won't end. Mexico hats. We need 2012 Grosjean Lotus Belgian Special. Pretty Noseby Lunch. Sinbad Marina. My brain's hurting now. We need 2006 Ferrari Japan Special. 2006 Ferrari. More ads. Ferrari Boda. I have a special I would absolutely get banned for if I said it. 3 minutes to midnight. Go for it, Paddock. We need 2007 McLaren Hamilton Shanghai Special. Not so pretty, doesn't know me lunch. Say hi. 1992 Ferrari. We need the Timo Glock Brazil 2008. 1993 Ferrari. 1980 Ferrari. I see the citizens just live a few weeks away and it's taken me all night to realise. 2023 Mercedes. 2022 Mercedes. Happy. Is that... No, the band that I did, I feel like dancing. Now it's too morbid, even for this channel. Why are you mentioning Sinbad Marina? Pretty Noseby Lunch, why not? Dave remembers the cable channel Mirror Vision. It's a racing game, not a poop stick simulator. Goodness, Caledonia. 1 minute to midnight. Let's say 1994, you can work out the rest. Is it because you find it funny when Sinbad Bravo in the late 90s was special? 1 minute to midnight. Yes, it is Caledonia, and Mel C came out with the... Yes, Shay. We're pretty much going to midnight. The Hookster is going to run out of breath from the comments. BBC has an issue with themselves. Good morning, it's Friday and I'm here with the morning report. What do you find funny about Glasgow opens the Commonwealth Games? Dave is still going. BBC 2 at 6 p.m. Simpsons and the Fresh Prince. And on Fridays, 2 Simpsons, then Robot Wars. Oh my God, special times. That's the point, pile. BBC stands for Bring Back Clarkson. He'd be used to not having any breath behind him. Also, weakest link before that. He said otherwise he'd be all night. It hasn't helped. Shit. Exactly. Dave FM, the best all morning long. This isn't going to end. Spam, ham, eggs. Dave could go get water now. Milk. Weakest link was magic. Dave should do a playthrough on the 14th of August to celebrate the show's 26th birthday. Cheese, farm, sold. I know it feels like his stream is lasting forever. Pringles, Fanta Orange Angles, Brew should make an F1. Chocolate chip cookies. Dave needs to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on PS1. McVitie's, Burger, Monza, chocolate chip cookies. Brew, Pringles. Dave needs to play McVitie's Burger. Hookster was 30 when chocolate chip FC. Hookster is fighting, guys. Spicy fries. We need Dave hanging on to that cliff. Hookster needs his bed. He's got bowls in the morning. The TV. The look on Dave's face when more comments loaded. Timo Glock. We need 2022 Aston Martin. Yes. Pretty Noseby Lunch. They got a bit gravelly by the end. Good God. Right now, Dave is getting old. He needs to rest. Enough, please. He's speed running it. Can anybody stop spamming this stream? Needs to end. Dave is old. No, lol. No, we're not. Keep pushing, Dave. We've had this on too for my girlfriend thinks I'm weird. He's got to keep pushing. Pig dog, let's go. Donkey badger, say hamster Dave. Everybody loves spamming. Magic honeymoon, Hookster. Lol, no, not cutting my hair until Dave starts reading these comments. I don't think that's because of the stream. Budweiser, we got eyes. Woof, and the shit goes on. Woof, Corona. I'm going to end up in his house if I collapse doing this. Bark, and the shit goes on. Bark off, and let's spam after this ends. Lol, that's it. I've reached the end. I've reached the end. Jesus Christ. No, I'm not watching. I'm not watching anymore. Jesus Christ. I need to lie down now. It's time for the chop chat. Oh my God. That was insane. That was absolutely insane. Here is tonight's top. I'm literally out of breath. And my voice is going. Luckily, I've done the all seasons. I did that yesterday morning, so I haven't got to do that. Thank God. Right, here's the top 9. Here we go. At number 9, we have Matthew 7657. At number 8, it's the Master of Mirth, Lionel Plessy. Number 7, it's Mr. Regara. At number 6, it's Shane Coburn, 2023. Top 5 this week we have, it's Caledonia F1. So the top 4, 4th position goes to, it's the Scissor Sisters, 4369. So it's time now for the podium positions. Drum roll, please. At number 3, we have, it's Jamie. Number 2, we have, it's the Helium Trophy, which means number 1 once again with no financial incentive whatsoever to get there. It is the number 1 Yorkshireman currently in the whole of England. It's Mr. Will F1. Once again, top fans with 425 XPs. Oh my God. Oh my God. You lot are off the hook. Seriously. I've got to go for a lie down now. Seriously. Seriously. His face is turning blue. Why won't you all stop spanning? Make Dave carry on to 7 in the morning. We're still going now with chocolate ball droppings. I made the top 3. Woohoo! You're used to being out of breath and not because of the all seasons. Shush. Chocolate ball droppings. We're finally doing the standings. Yes. I have to say, this has been the longest stream ever. It has, Shane. You're right. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. You have been awesome, as always. And if you don't hear from me again, you'll know why. Thanks from me and Mr. TB the Bear, everyone's favourite bear, and number 1 Lewis Hamilton fan. Don't forget, of course, we've got the last Grand Prix before the summer break. Yes, it is Hungary. Yes, and hopefully they can get some points. Will Lewis get some points? I think he probably will. But yes, oh my goodness. The last Grand Prix before the summer break. There will be a 3-week break. If I haven't died before the end of this stream, I will be back next week, because obviously the Grand Prix on Sunday, so I shall be back for the autopsy of whatever happened in the Grand Prix on Sunday. So we're back next Thursday for that, and then I will be taking a 2-week break because there won't be anything to talk about in F1 before we return the Thursday before the next Grand Prix, which I can't even remember where it is, because my brain has turned to complete mush. It's just mushy pea brain now. It really is. Oh, anyway, thank you everyone for watching tonight. This was an absolute classic. It was, Mr. Regara. It was an absolute classic. I've never read through so many comments in all my life. Seriously. They were just... I'm actually glad I haven't got like 10,000 subscribers, because I always made the commitment that when I was doing live streams, I said that I would read out everyone's comments during the live streams. I'm glad. You're right, Mr. Regala. My brain has got it's turned to mush. I don't even know if I'm getting the words out properly. But yes, I always said I would answer all the comments. Obviously, if I got to 10,000 subscribers, that would be practically impossible because the messages would just be going up and up and up, and I'd never get through them. So I'm actually glad that I haven't. So yes, you're all awesome people. I need to lie down. You're right, Mr. Caledonia. You'll need a whiskey. Oh, I need a whiskey. I need something. We'll make you pop eventually. Anyway, thank you everyone. You've been awesome as always. That's it from me. Signing off now, finally, after 2 hours and 34 minutes. Oh my God. This, I think, definitely qualifies as the longest stream ever. 2 hours and 34 minutes. Thank you. You've all... Please don't. I live closest to him. And on that bombshell, I will say good night. Thank you, everyone. Awesome as always.